Hey guys, welcome to Chicken Derby with the Professor. All right, I wanted to share with you a new project that I'm excited about. This is an NFT project that is also play to earn. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Chicken Derby and how to rate your chickens. So in Chicken Derby, you'll be obtaining chickens, which are NFTs that you will be able to enter into races to earn and win prize money. So that will be the play to earn proposition of the game is to buy your NFTs, which are chicken, and entering them in races to win. So today's video will teach you how to value and search out chickens that will be good ones to use for Chicken Derby. I'll be joined today by Caution Fun, who is a Chicken Derby expert, and we'll be talking about in details how to rate and value your chickens in case you already have chickens or you're looking to pick some up for yourself. All right, everyone. I'm joined today by my friend Caution Fun, who's going to help me take a look and explain the different characteristics of a chicken. So we'll be able to tell if the chicken we have or the one that you're looking at is any good. This is all based on the tutorial information that BitLovin has published on their website. And also with Caution Fun having a little bit more insight to the game than I do, I wanted to ask him for his expertise. So welcome, Caution.
Oh man, thank you for having me. Happy to be here. We like the chickens.
Oh, definitely. I know that all credit due to Caution. He's the one that teed me up into this game. He gave me a heads up about it, and the way he pitched it to me, it was very exciting and intriguing. So let's just say I put my eggs into this basket.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, definitely. So Caution has been into the game or following the game longer than I have, so I think he's gonna be able to bring some valuable insight. And just real quick, quick mention is that Caution Fund has a YouTube channel where he'll be talking about all things crypto and NFT projects and other NFT crypto slash games. And Chicken Derby is one of those projects that he's interested in. So I'll be including links in the description. So we'll be able to follow Caution Fun and be able to learn from him and see all the different things that he knows about.
Appreciate the plug, man.
Yeah, no problem. All right, let's get right to it. So as far as I know, the first thing that differentiates a chicken is their heritage. And I'm thinking of heritage as they're all chickens, but I'm thinking of more as classifications slash species. It looks like there's four kinds, and the first kind is a Sarama, there's a Sultan, a Lackenvelder, and then the Dorking. So I'm not into chickens, so I don't know if these are actual real breeds in the real world or if these are made up, but this is what the game is using. So from my understanding, it seems that this is a pecking order here, where Saramas are the top chickens that one can hope to get, Sultans being the second best, Lackenvelder third, and Dorkings are, call it, the most common. I wouldn't say they're the bottom, but probably the most common. Is that how you understand this, Caution?
Yeah, absolutely. That's my understanding. I think some are going to be better suited for some races, others better suited for others. But yeah, in a vacuum, I think you're right. I think it's a hierarchy or a pecking order, as you put it. That's another good pun.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I've been working on my chicken jokes. But yeah, so it looks like if any of you are out there have a Sarama or looking into getting one, this would probably be call it top tier for now, as far as we know. Again, more the game is still pretty early on, so more details to come, so things might change. And the next identifier that we're looking at is the perfection. So a lot of us gamers know that in terms of perfection, we always want something that's 100%, maximum value. So the chickens do come with a percentage rate. And the example they gave here is that a 100% chicken, all things being equal, should be able to beat a 99% chicken. But obviously there's different variables and that could affect it. But this one seems straightforward enough. Is that your take as well, Caution?
Yeah, absolutely. Remains to be exactly how drastic of a difference, the drop down from 100% to 99% or 100% to like 90% truly is. But for right now, yeah, absolutely. They put it pretty succinctly right there.
Okay. And one thing to mention was there was a pre-sale that's already completed of 33,333 chickens to early investors slash players. And all those chickens were guaranteed a score of 90% or higher. And so I'm thinking these will be the initial chickens that will start everything off and breed from there. And then we're not sure on how breeding works, but we're assuming that, breeding 200% might yield 100 and maybe a lower chance of a lower percentage. So I think down the line we might start seeing chickens that are lower percentage.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's my understanding as well.
All right, great. And then I think the next identifier they have here is stock, and stock being call it purity, not in the same sense as the 100%, but sort of the qualities that the chicken overall has. A lot of the air or all of the airdrop chickens came out as spicy chickens, which means it's they were only obtained through the airdrop. They weren't bred by players and NFT owners. So it looks like I'm not sure if they, again, we're still early on. We're not sure if there's going to be plans to do drops later on of different, call it breed types. But I think for now the spices are done, and as players in the game develops and we breed more chicken, they might go down the line, down all the way to bland, or if they're going to be producing airdrops of different qualities.
Yeah, I wonder that too. I do wonder if they'll release another wave of minting directly from the team. Yeah, it remains to be seen. But for now, I just I love the fact that the Genesis chickens are spicy. I like that they're going all in on the chicken branding.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm not sure if there's even much debate in the chicken world, but I think for anyone that likes to eat chicken, I mean, I do prefer my chicken spicy, so I have no problem calling spicy chickens the top chickens here. All right, so the next identifier that the chickens has is talents. Each chicken comes with a unique talent, and we'll go into the different talents later on in more details. So we'll save that for later. And then I think terrain also will affect how the chicken does. There's different terrains as listed here. Again, the races haven't been fully developed, so we're not sure how often these races will appear or what the different payouts for those type of races will be. But as for now, all we know is that each chicken will have a preference on which track they like to race on. And then the only thing that I wanted to mention again is the chicken distribution. We mentioned above the different heritage or type of chicken. And as we can see here, in the total airdrop of 33,333 chickens, Saroma chickens only had 2,000 of them. So very small rarity, 6% only, with the Sultans being second at about almost double that and 16.5%. And then the Dorking being the most common with almost half of the 33,000 at 44%.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can get your hands on a Cerema, you've got a fine racer and one of few. That's for sure.
Sounds good. And just going over the chicken cosmetics, from my understanding, the cosmetics are just for looks. There's some chickens that look slightly rare. I'm thinking of this as, kind of like shiny slash holographic versions of common NFTs. So I think this adds more of a dimension for the collectors out there. My understanding is that colors shouldn't affect racing performance, but I could be wrong, and I'll let Caution jump in on that. But just showing the different colors that a chicken could possibly have depending on the type that they are. And then also that some chickens do come with stripes. So again, more of the cosmetic side, and then different skins. We have a classic one, which is I think most chickens look like in the real world. Then we have a black one, and then even a robot chicken, and then different combinations with the comb and the wattle of the chicken, and also the robot chicken specialty here, and then the different color beaks. We have rare beaks in the form of black chicken and white, and then we have the common ones in yellow, orange, and gold, and they even have some cosmetics here, and then different kinds of eyes. So Caution, my understanding here is that these are all cosmetic, and there's different rarities for the collectors on which chicken, based on looks, are more valuable. What's your take on the cosmetics?
Yeah, I mean, so I definitely find some chickens more aesthetically pleasing than others. I think, some things like lizard eyes, I just think those are particularly cool. I would love a robot chicken. That said, the team has hinted a few times, just like very, very ambiguous implications that certain cosmetic traits may have certain advantages or disadvantages when it comes to actually racing. Um, the most vivid memory that comes to mind is a tweet from them sometime last month where they noted that only 6.5% of chickens have white beaks. And then they ask, what advantage could that have? So again, like no concrete information on that front, but I definitely took that as an implication that certain aesthetic traits will have certain impacts, or they'll affect the outcome of races in some capacity.
Yeah, that'll be a cool thing to have. Reward the collectors that are going out there buying chickens based on their looks or something that's a rare cosmetic. So I think that that'll be kind of fair to have a rare lizard eye chicken to have some, special powers or whatnot, or even the robot chicken maybe shooting lasers or whatever. But yeah, I think looking at these, even the eyes that you mentioned, it is quite interesting. I didn't notice these at first because I'm not a cosmetic type player. I'm more of the value in terms of what the NFT or the game resource actually brings. But it's funny that you mentioned that there are some players out there that are into the aesthetics of their NFT or their collection or their in-game assets. So it's good to bring that perspective. The only thing that stands out to me here is the shocked one. It reminds me of Lightning McQueen just because they have that sort of that windshield eye look. But that's the only thing that kind of stood out to me there.
Very astute, yeah, and it is weird. It's got two pupils, but only like one eye, like one big eye.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting look
Interesting.
there.
What advantage could that have?
Hey, it could be Lightning McQueen version, so it could be faster. We'll see. All right. So the next one that we'll talk about is the talents that a chicken could possibly have. Right now, there's 20 possible talents. I'm unsure if they'll unveil more in the future or if they'll tweak any of this depending on the meta on how they perform. This is also a game, so definitely going to be some sort of balance team, I'm thinking, and they might tweak some of the talents and what they do. But as you can see, there's a bunch of common talents that different things a chicken can do. I'll pick one at random, like flight. Uh, Possible for your chicken to jump off and then maybe fly ahead or gain a couple places forward. A teleporter, maybe a chicken will be able to teleport. Some uncommon talents that are harder to get. Not as many chickens have these. A fan group, a group of chickens will chase your chicken, causing it to get a speed boost. So interesting one there. A jetpack, I think we've all seen some images of this before. A chicken straps on the jetpack and just takes off. So we can see that this could be a good speed boost, a tremendous speed boost to a chicken in the race. And then there's a rarer ones as well, and very rare ones as well. So definitely a good amount of talents out there. What are your thoughts on the talents, Caution?
Um, yeah, so I've been categorizing the talents into three buckets. There seem to be some talents that give your chicken some kind of boost. There's the fan group that gives them a speed boost. There's the de-evolution that turns them into a dinosaur, with longer strides and faster strides. So there's one bucket of talents that benefits your chicken directly. There's another bucket that negatively affects one of the opposing chickens. I'm thinking of Anvil. I'm thinking of Blue Egg. That can disrupt one of your opponent's progress in the race. And then there are some, like Cold Snap and Black Hole, that seem to negatively affect a group of surrounding chickens. So, I mean, it remains to be seen which one of those are more valuable. I would tend to lean towards the ones that benefit your chicken individually or negatively affect multiple opposing chickens over the ones that maybe only negatively affect one opposing chicken. But again, that's a lot of speculation there. Just my initial thoughts on it.
Yeah, that's actually great that you were able to categorize these different talents into similar groupings. I think that's a good point in thinking of which on how to evaluate talents. If someone was looking into getting a chicken or looking at their chicken, it might be good to have a coop, a mix of chickens that have different talents each. One that's individual benefiting, and then individual competitor affecting, and then a group one. So that way you're kind of covering your bases there. So that's a good way to look at it. I appreciate you bringing that up.
Oh yeah, I mean that's how I've been approaching it, and I also, for any of the viewers out there, I've been perusing the market pretty regularly, and as far as like perfection score and heritage go, the market seems to be pretty efficient. Like, they seem to be appropriately priced for whatever, like, tier they're at. But the talents, some of the rarer talents there seems to be less of a an equilibrium there. Some of the I've seen some chickens listed for essentially the floor price for whatever their heritage is, but instead of having one of those common 8% traits, they'll have one of the rare 2% traits. So I think there might be some value to find there on the secondary market.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think that's the purpose of this video and then bringing caution in to help us is I think a lot of players are familiar with valuing chickens based on the heritage they are, the perfection, but I think it kind of stops there because a lot of people are looking at it at face value. And there's people like Caution and in the chicken derby community that are more in tune with the game and really understand the nuances that Caution's bringing up. For example, evaluating and valuing the talents. So I think we're lucky to bring Caution here today, and I think he has a wealth of knowledge. And as I mentioned, he does have a YouTube channel, and I think he'll be dropping some key valuable videos there where he talks about, maybe understanding the market or just looking at value deals. I mean, I'd be interested in watching something like that. So definitely check the link in the description for Caution's YouTube channel and be able to get some knowledge from Caution in terms of getting the best chickens out there.
Thanks for the kind words, man. I'll definitely try my best.
Yeah, one last thing before we end, I'm just going to mention you talked about the blue egg, and then I watched your other video where you provided a overview of Chicken Derby where you compared it to Zed Run meets Mario Kart, and yeah, the blue egg reminds me totally of Mario Kart, that blue turtle shell that just flies up from the back of the pack, hones in on the leading Mario Kart racer and just blows him up, and this sounds exactly like it.
Oh yeah, definitely an homage there for sure.
That's awesome. Awesome. All right. So now we're going to take some time and do some examples of the rating here. As far as I understand it, based on the rating that BitLovin has provided and from Caution's expertise, here's my chicken coop. I was able to pick up 3 chickens. Again, as Caution mentioned, someone that's not understanding the full value, the first thing that stood out to me was the different, besides the colors, was the different types, the heritage. I saw I had a Sarama, a Lackenwälder, and an Dorking. So right away, I could see, I found out that this one was the best heritage. This one's the more common one. And in my mind, I'm already thinking this is probably my best chicken. Um, However, I did look at the next thing that's obvious to me is the percentage. I only have a 90% here. This one's also 90%, but my Dorking is a 96%. And I'm like, wow, that looks pretty good. And I think as far as knowledge wise goes, that's where it ends for me, looking at the initial thing. And I think we want to make sure in this video that if you're looking at your chickens and trying to value them, you're going beyond the initial page here. And if you're looking to value shop some chickens, you're also going beyond what's just shown here. So is there any other takeaways on this page, Caution, before we go into each chicken individually?
Um, yeah, I mean, just from this page, next thing I would look at is the talents. And I mean, your Sarama has the rarest talent of the bunch. And fan group is another one of those that directly benefits your chicken relative to all of your opponent's chickens. So yeah, I mean, having what I would consider to be the nicest talent on your only Sarama there, that's a nice chicken, dude.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yes, that's one thing I forgot to mention was that the talents are plainly written here, but for me, I tend to miss it sometimes because I focus on the attributes. So as Caution mentioned, each chicken does have the talent listed right on top, and as he mentioned even earlier in this video, some sellers out there are probably doing what I'm doing and just totally missing the talent and evaluating them properly, and just focusing on, as I did, on the heritage and the percentages and setting prices based on that. So definitely some value to be found out there still.
Hopefully.
All right, so let's go to the first one. This my Sarama. So the first thing I noticed, as I mentioned, is the heritage, the perfection score. It is a spicy stock because it was part of the initial airdrop. And Caution already mentioned the fan group talent, which he categorizes as an individual booster talent. And then we have the cosmetics here. Um, Anything else here that we want to take a look at besides the ones we've talked about?
I mean, one thing that I am still very curious about that I don't think I've seen any information on is the background. I mean, that's a filterable trait on the OpenSea market. Each chicken has a different background. There's summer, there's spring, there are colors. It remains to be seen how exactly the background affects the chicken, if it does at all. But I feel like one link that we're missing is which chickens prefer which type of terrain that you mentioned earlier. There's going to be seven different types of terrains, and I do wonder if the background color of your chicken has anything to do with their personal preference there.
No, that's an interesting point. Also, as you were mentioning it, I was also thinking that maybe their seasonality, maybe this might be hard in a global world, but I was thinking that maybe Chicken Derby itself has some sort of four seasons where, 3 months of the year, it's spring, winter, summer, fall, and that depending on, the type of background your chicken has, maybe it tends to run better during those seasons. But again, that's just a total guess on my part.
That would be neat.
Yeah, that way one player with a top chicken is not running the same chicken all year long. They're forced to rotate around depending on if season changes in Chicken Derby.
Yeah, that would be a super cool mechanic.
Yeah, we'll see. So maybe hopefully BitLovin's listening to this, and if they're taking feedback, that's an idea vetted by and approved by Professor and the Caution Fun here. One other thing that yeah, the one other thing that I'm don't know anything about is Situation Barn. Like, does that mean it's just not racing right now?
Yeah, I do wonder if maybe there will be a couple of different locations, like, the racetrack, the barn, and maybe a separate one for breeding.
Oh,
I think that might just be an update on its status.
interesting. All right, so I think that's about it for this Cerama. One thing I will mention, because we talked about cosmetics earlier and possible rarity, and I know I've listened to some content creators out there like the um, Cock Talk podcast, is that we got to give a shout out to the White Beat Gang. I happen to have a White Beat Cerama here, so shout out to the White Beat Gang. All right.
Great name for a podcast.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, we're gonna talk about my second chicken here. It's Lackenfelder. It's green. It's a 90%. It has the CK47, which I believe it turns around and shoots the chicken behind, near it or behind it. Um, it has the crazy eyes, cockeyed. And this one is a winter background. And I think that's all I'm taking away from this page.
Yeah, I mean, this dude's intimidating. I mean, he's got those crazy eyes and he's got a gun.
Yeah.
Or she rather.
All right, right. It's a hen. And so we don't know if her aim is true or her aim will go all over the place. That'll be interesting.
I
If
just,
the eyes, yeah, if the eyes affect the talent, that'll be crazy.
yeah, I wouldn't recommend attending a race where this chicken's participating.
Oh
You don't want to
yeah,
catch a stray.
yeah, friendly fire in the crowd, indeed. All right, my last chicken here, which I thought was the best when I first looked at it at glance due to just the perfection, is the Dorking, which we know is the more common version of the Heritage, has a 96% score, has the machete talent, bloodshot eyes, amethyst background. So that breaks it then. I was thinking it was all based on seasons, but as far as I know, amethyst is not a season. Um, so that's interesting.
Yeah, I have one chicken where the background is, I think it's Istan Blue is the name of the background. So yeah, not all of them have to do with seasonality, but yeah, I don't know. I'm still looking for any type of correlation between the background color and the chicken's personal preference for whether it's terrain, whether it's, a certain distance of racing, or it could just be purely aesthetic and have nothing to do with a chicken's utility or viability. So I don't know, but fun to speculate on.
Yeah, definitely. I think early on in this game, in this project, that's one of the things us players can get excited about is the speculation of what the different things do until we actually find out in game and confirm those. So I think that's part of the draw to and excitement of the game is being able to kind of let your imagination about the game run wild until it gets confirmed.
Oh yeah, no, all of the unknown attributes are what has me most excited to participate in that closed beta in October there. I feel like that'll be our first, like, true look into the inner workings that haven't yet been revealed.
Oh, did you get into the closed beta?
Oh yeah, I'll be participating for
Oh,
sure.
congratulations. All right, you heard it here.
Thanks.
Caution Fun will be in the Chicken Derby closed beta, and I'm assuming they'll probably let you upload or create content based on it. If not using actual footage, I think you'll be able to at least talk about it, right?
Oh, I certainly hope so. If they have nothing against it, I will absolutely be documenting my experience there for sure.
All right. Again, another reason, follow Caution Fun's YouTube channel. Besides having a wealth of information, sounds like he'll be having some early scoops.
Ah, fingers crossed.
Yeah. All right. So before we end, I just want to do a takeaway here. So let's say that looking at what we did, if you were to value these chickens, caution, and value it in any way you feel is appropriate, but kind of overall thinking which one you think is the best or which one you think would be a rare find if you were shopping for it in the market. So however you think you could best describe these three chickens based on the rating system, like what are the key attributes that you would be looking at?
So I personally would rate them. I would have your Sarima as the most valuable chicken in your coop there. Uh, Second most valuable, I would put your 96 Dorking, and I would have the 90% Lake and Velder in last. And that reflects what we've seen in the market there. I'm pretty sure if you checked the floor prices for 90% Sarimas, 96% Dorkings, and 90% Lake and Velders, it would end up in the same order as far as a market price. But yeah, I just it's one of the many unknowns. Can a 96% Dorking compete with a 90% Cerama in a race? Maybe the Dorking is favored in certain terrains, certain distances. Maybe the Cerama is favored in others. Remains to be seen, but with the information we have available to us right now, that would be the order I rate them for sure.
I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing that. And again, before we close out, Caution mentioned a couple of key things to look out for if you're out there looking for a chicken or looking to sell your chicken. I don't know why you would, but if you are looking to sell your chicken or you're looking to pick up some chickens, keep in mind some of the things that Caution has mentioned in the video, not only going beyond just the heritage and the percentages. Take a look at the talents and if they're being valued properly. Looking forward to learn more from Caution on his channel. Hopefully he'll be coming up with his takes and reviews and guides on navigating the market, even rating his own chickens, etc. But just lots of content is what I'm expecting from Caution, and I think it's all going to be very valuable. Anything else to add or plug before we finish up here, Caution?
No, man, I just want to say thank you so much for having me on. Thank you so much for all of the all of the endorsements. It's made me. My heart's happy right now. I appreciate it, man. And yeah, likewise. I mean, I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled on your channel. That's equally as valuable, in my humble opinion.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome, and thank you as well. Definitely, I think it's a benefit to myself and the viewers to bring someone with your knowledge and your, caliber onto into a video and share some knowledge here. So hopefully you guys found this useful. If you have any other things you want to see or have questions, please feel free to leave a comment below the video. Also, make sure, as mentioned several times already, make sure to follow Caution Fun on his YouTube channel if you're interested in Chicken Derby or anything just crypto related. I know he has a couple of projects he's working on the crypto side of things, not just limited to Chicken Derby. He has his ears to the ground on different projects coming up. I think even projects that he might think might not be worth your time, but I think he'll probably break it down and give his honest opinion on whether he's interested in it or not. So definitely going to be a huge valuable information source in the crypto sphere here. So make sure to follow him to learn more. And I think that's wraps us up. Thank you very much again, Caution, for spending some time with us and sharing your information here. Looking forward to learning more from you.
Let's do it again sometime. Thanks for having me, man.
All right, thank you.